here to talk about keeping the customer top of mind as kind of a path or avenue toward a competitive differentiator. And keeping the customer top of mind and being different from your competition doesn't mean an automated technology that makes the website seem more personal. Shopping can be online, can be an impersonal experience, and today I want to talk about putting the personal back into the shopping experience. The comments and phrases and words you see up on the screen were culled from about a week's worth of feedback and reviews that we received from our customers. The feedback and the types of terminology you're seeing, the passion behind some of the words, give us some validation that what we're doing is at least headed in the right direction in terms of setting apart ourselves from our competition. So today I'm going to talk through the paper style case study, what we do, and then talk about how we make it happen and the culture that's behind it. And then I'll wrap up with a little talk about how this all translates into better loyalty and how it translates into even better revenue and increased revenue. Unfortunately, customer service departments have a bad reputation. Clark Howard, the renowned consumer advocate, often refers to customer service as customer no service. And that's because a lot of times consumers dread calling customer service. They're going to get an automated attendant. It's going to take them a while to finally get to somebody. And when they do get to somebody, the issue sometimes is not resolved or is resolved with quite a bit of pain. So most consumers, or many, really dread calling customer service because the agent's representatives aren't empowered or aren't given the tools to resolve those issues. There are some companies that get it right. Zappos is renowned for their customer service and how they build relationships. There's a lot of stories behind them. One of the ones that I heard recently about a customer whose mom had some foot surgery. And so she had to find the right pair of shoes that would work for her. So the customer ordered 5 or 6 pairs of shoes for mom, and mom checked them out, and one of them worked well. So she called up Zappos and said, I got to return 5 pairs of shoes. How do I do it? And the representative wanted to know why she was returning so many shoes, and she explained that she had the surgery. Well, lo and behold, the next day she gets a bouquet of flowers with get well wishes and lifetime membership for her and her daughter in their VIP program, which gets them expedited shipping. Great connection, great build a relationship. The customer was heard. And with Zappos, sometimes you think about, well, maybe it's myth, maybe it's the resources of big companies, but we'll talk about how smaller companies can do things that are similar and profitable. Takeaways today, I want to touch on a handful of things. First, touch points. The recognition that every touch point that you may have with a customer is an opportunity to do something a little bit different to differentiate yourself. Second thing is empowerment. Give your team the tools and the authority to make it happen, delight customers. The right people, not just the right skill set, but the right people with the right attitude and philosophy about how they work and who they work with. I'll touch on a little bit about language as it relates to culture, and something that I kind of discovered more and more in recent years. And then recognition, not just top down, but also peer recognition. This is our team. Many of them are camera shy, so we decided to go ahead of a character artist come in, and this is most everybody, and this is the difference. One of the speakers earlier this morning said it's the people who make it successful, not just companies generically. And this is our team that really make the difference when delighting our customers. So who's Paper Style? Well, Paper Style was started 14 years ago by 2 brothers and a sister. They had experience in the offline stationery world, and they said, wouldn't it be a great idea to bring invitation stationery in a boutique service kind of way online? So they did that with Paper Style in 1999. They also wanted to build a place that was a great place to come to work. No, we don't have pool tables or ping pong tables or jukeboxes, but we have things in the organization to fuel a positive environment. Type of products that we offer: bridal shower invitations, first birthday, rehearsal dinner, retirement invitations, holiday photo cards. Each of these events for which these invitations are purchased can be fairly emotional. And it's a recognition by the team that there's a lot of emotion that goes into these decisions. For instance, if you're planning a first birthday party for your child, your kid's only won once, it's a big milestone. You really want to get it right. If you're planning a bridal shower invitation for your best friend, well, you want to get something that really represents the bride-to-be well and represents you well. And so that, again, that recognition that these are emotional decisions play a part in how we relate to our customers. I'm going to share with you a series of feedback and reviews from customers at different points in the presentation to demonstrate specific feedback to different things that we do. This is one of my favorites. I do wish that my wife gave me this review on occasion, but we're going to have to settle for Brooke from Seattle regarding Paper Style. Another one from Sharon indicates that we're not just trying to lay out the best service among our competitive set, but really try to set the standard as one of the best merchants online by how we deliver our service. When I was preparing for this presentation, I came across this quote from an educator, which I thought was apropos. You'll never have a product or price advantage again. They can be easily duplicated, but a strong service culture cannot be copied. There's a corollary to this. There's a very successful entrepreneur in Atlanta where I live named David Cummings. He started Pardot, a market automation company, which he sold to Exact Target earlier this year. He said that corporate culture was the only sustainable competitive advantage in control of the owners. So I kind of put it together, and a corporate culture that's really customer-oriented, customer-focused is really the key sustainable advantage that's in the complete control of the leadership team. So how do we get there to the type of reviews that you've seen? I'm going to walk through the process of somebody working with Paper Style, a customer, and then go back to each touch point and explain a little bit more about what we do that's different to delight our customers. So a customer goes online to Paper Style, they personalize their invitation, they select the fonts or in the words, and they may order directly. Many times, however, they'll talk to a paper stylist. Paper stylist will help them choose the design they're looking for, help them with wording, whatever they need to feel confident in the decision. Once the order is placed, a type stylist will review each and every order to make sure everything looks just right, meaning is everything centered. Now, the customer will do their best, and oftentimes they'll do a great job, but there may be some tweaks that we can do for them, and they don't even know we're doing this. We want to make sure that they're going to be delighted that everything, the font sizes are correct, everything's centered the way it should be. Once it goes to the press, we print the order, but we do several quality checks throughout the day regarding colors to make sure we're delivering what we show on the website. And then as it goes to shipping, we actually have a quality control station. We look at one of every invitations to double check that the wording's right, there aren't any errors, and the printing looks right, and we ship the same day. So if you order before 2 p.m. today, we print and ship today, which is one of big service advantages. And since we ship priority mail, customer often will receive it within 2 days. So if you order on a Monday morning, you'll often get your invitations on Wednesday. Now going back to each of these touch points, we'll start with the paper stylus. They'll often get somebody on the phone who's fairly, or even live chat, who's very emotional and excited about the purchase, or maybe a lot of anxiety. We have 70-year-olds calling to plan the birthday party for their mom who's turning 100. And we get probably one of those at least a week, which is really exciting to see. Or we've got the mom of the groom replanning that rehearsal dinner. And they connect with the customer and really put them at ease and give them a lot of confidence that what they're about to order will work just right for them. Based on that connection, we get reviews like this.
I received the best customer service. I will be telling all my friends about your amazing company. You just don't find service like this anymore.
The type stylus, in addition to make sure everything looks right, will also check for spelling errors and also check for date accuracy for the event. What I mean by that is and this happens probably half a dozen times a week. Somebody will put in the date, let's say it's Friday, August 17th, and it turns out there is no Friday, August 17th. The Friday might be the 16th. And so we contact the customer and to check, hey, which date is the party? And with that type of personal attention, we get reviews like this one.
I had spelled the name differently on 2 places on the card, and Carla called to verify which one was correct. Impressed. And I told all my friends.
We go to press with it, and shipping packs it up and really wants to make sure that it looks great. And so when the customer opens it, they're really excited about the invitations. It's the first signal that the event's about to happen, and it can be a very positive moment for the customer. So we do get reviews often like this.
The invitations look great on the proof, and I literally shrieked with joy when I opened the package. My first order with paper style, but it definitely won't be my last.
Customer receives it, and while that could be the end of it, besides soliciting all of our customers with reviews after they receive their order, what we do for about 15% of our customers is we call them individually and thank them for the order. Anybody in the company can pick up the phone and do that. We have a stack of orders that have been shipped, and anybody can come by. It could be a paper stylist, who's our customer service team, but it could be a type stylist, could be somebody in production. The owners pick up the phone and call, and all we do is say thanks, we appreciate it, and have a great event. There's no upsell, there's nothing more than that. And the feedback we get is quite positive.
Someone called from your company today to thank me for my business and to wish me a great birthday and enjoyable party. All I can say is, wow.
The result of surveying our customers is that we've received in the last 12 months 2,000 reviews. 95% of them, on a scale of 1 to 5, have rated us a 5. We've been able to leverage that feedback into our Google AdWords, so we're the only competitor in our space that has 5 solid stars in the Google AdWords. And I guess when I screenshot that earlier, we had about 1,219 reviews, but we've got about 2,000 now. So how do we do it? We, about 2 years ago, we launched the 100% guarantee, which meant if you're not happy, we'll reprint it, no charge, or we'll give you your money back. Well, we thought that was more of a marketing play to take the risk out of the purchase. What we discovered was that it was an amazing empowerment for the team. Everybody in the team now knew they could do whatever it took to make the customer happy. There was no more, let me check with my manager, should we decide, based on the size of the order, what should we do? Our paper stylists have the power to make the decisions, and then even throughout the organization, the folks in production know that if it's not right, the customer's not going to be happy, and they're going to have to reprint it, so there's more attention to make sure everything's done right the first time.
The original date on the invitations was incorrect, and I called, and they were incredibly helpful. The problem was remedied, and new ones were shipped out the next day.
And to clarify, what was incorrect was the customer put in the wrong date. And so we went ahead and we reprint the order at no charge. And that happens a couple times a week. In fact, I got a review about an hour and a half ago that came in from a customer who said about the same thing, that actually this one, the date had changed, and so they needed to reprint them, and we reprinted at no charge. The feedback we're getting allowed us to kind of crystallize our mission within the company to cultivate enthusiasm that elicits daily amazings and awesomes as we help customers celebrate their life. It's part of culture. The three siblings who are owners, as much as they care about each other, they've cared about their employees over the years. And we believe that care for the employees translates into care for our customers. And I've been amazed at the retention the company has had over the years. To have 70% of the employees be there over 5 years is a testament to what the owners have put together. And it's very important when we hire, it's not just on skill set. We really understand the person's personal philosophy about going to work. If you're somebody who wants to come to work and stay in a cube and not talk to anybody all day, probably not the right environment. What we're looking for is folks who are really team players. And funny, listening to one of the speakers who had the 2x2 framework and the different color codes, I looked at that, and I think I said the green, the supporting, friendly, helpful, cooperative. I realized that that's about everybody in our company. This probably falls into the green, or most of them. And so they need to be willing to really step up and be a team player where need be. We actually have a huddle every Wednesday morning in which we update everybody in the company. There's about 30 of us about what's going on. But we also quickly go around the room and say, hey, anybody have any news to share? And people will share about their daughter making honor roll, their son getting engaged, coming back from a great vacation. And that caring for each other goes a long way, we believe, in caring for the customer. Let me touch on language a little bit. We change the customer service, which again, the term customer service often has a bad reputation. We converted them to paper stylists, which more represented the consulting role they have with customers. We changed the typesetters to type stylists. Our email addresses for customer service used to be cs1@paperstyle.com, cs2@paperstyle.com. Now, if you have an email exchange with us, it's carla@paperstyle.com, kim@paperstyle.com. It makes a difference in establishing that personal connection with the customer. A couple of years ago, if you used live chat, no matter who was behind the curtain, you were speaking with Ashley. Today, if you do a live chat, you'll be talking with Kim or Carla or Kristen, and their picture will be there. Again, a little difference, but it makes a big difference in trying to make a personal connection. About the equipment note here. A lot of folks and a lot of companies name conference rooms. I don't know if many of you have named conference rooms in your buildings, in your offices. We have a printing press. And our printing press is the main piece of equipment we have. It's called a Hewlett-Packard Indigo printer, kind of a mouthful. And so we had a contest, let's name the press. The winning name was Xena, the warrior princess. She's powerful, strong, occasionally temperamental. And now nobody ever refers to the press as the HP Indigo. It's always Xena's running great. We got to get somebody in to fix Xena. And it's, again, different flavor, different spirit when you use terminology and change terminology like that. Have a little fun with the environment. But we did name our conference room, by the way. It's Las Vegas. We figured always more fun to meet in Vegas than meet in the conference room. And then when you build a culture like that, things happen. As I was leaving for this show, we have a regular printer, copy printer, and somebody put on the side of it, we named this printer Bob Marley because it's always jamming. And that wouldn't happen unless we kind of built the culture around it. We do have an Employee of the Month program that we started called the MVP of the Month. A little bit different in that the leadership team has nothing to do with it besides accepting nominations. The employees nominate each other, and then with multiple nominations in a month, they vote on the winner. And the nominations we get are amazingly thorough and rich. And I want to share with you a couple of excerpts from longer nominations here.
Amy has the customer's best interest at heart when she reviews each order that goes out. It's really nice to recognize employees that go out of their way to make Paper Style a great place to work.
Here's one more for Drew.
There have been many times I've asked Drew to go above and beyond to accommodate a customer's request. He always comes through when we need it, and he does it with a smile. A+ team player.
The feelings and the reaction we get when somebody wins this award is priceless. Summarize the takeaways again. Touch points. Every place is an opportunity to interact with a customer, look at it and see if you can do anything more different, more personal. Give your team the tools. Give them the authority. Not only the right skill set, but the right people for your company and for the mission at hand. We had an opening for a paper stylist, and we had looked far and wide, and a lot of times we looked for people with customer service experience, and we couldn't find anybody that could really fit the bill. And then we stumbled across Kristen. Kristen had been a longtime bartender. Who better to connect with customers, empathize with customers, than a bartender? And she is fabulous. Language, such an important role in culture. See if there's anything you can do with your firm regarding roles or anything in the environment to change how you refer to things. Recognition, peer recognition is, I think, more powerful than top-down. So what happens now that we've done all this? We hope it translates into more and greater loyalty. In my career as a marketer, I've been taught that loyalty is made up of three things: overall satisfaction, intent to repurchase, and likelihood to recommend. So when we get reviews like this, we get some validation. Here's Tammy, who says, "I received my invitations today. Your company did an amazing job." So she's satisfied. "I will definitely use you again." There's the intent to repurchase. "And tell all my friends about you." Likelihood to recommend. And so we get these again on a regular basis to validate that what we're doing is getting loyal customers. Behind all this activity, we also, in the past year, to also increase our marketing effort, but combined, our growth for 2012 was up 41% versus 2011, which made it our best year ever. That pretty much wraps it up. We have about 5 minutes for any questions.
Great presentation, thank you. Your attention to customer service is very impressive. I was curious what types of systems you use to support your customer service group, as far as incoming calls, issue, ticket management, live chat, email, and then do you handle social posts as well, Facebook messages, posts, Twitter direct replies?
There's a lot there. I'll try to answer as much as I can. We do not have any macro system, first of all. We have decided not to have any automated attendant. You call paper style, and you go directly into one of the paper stylists. For live chat, we use live person. For social, We do engage socially, but for whatever reason, our customer base doesn't take to social to provide that much feedback. We get it through email, in terms of feedback, and we get the phone calls, but very little social. And we man it, and we don't have that. We have about 1,000 followers. That's all on Facebook, and about 1,000 on Twitter. But we just don't get too much from the customers through those channels. They live chat and phone calls and emails are the three main ways. And we just use an in-house email and CRM system. Other questions? Right here in front.
Can you just, for reference, how many outbound calls are you making? Those sort of thank you or just correction calls?
Sure. We're doing, yeah, we're making, bear with me, about 150 calls a week. So we divide it up, and it's not too much. And we do get a lot of voicemail. Of course, as you would expect, whether somebody's not there or whether somebody is screening their calls, but we leave that same message, which again takes 30 seconds to leave a message. So it's a pretty quick, people can take a quick break and knock out 5 calls pretty quickly. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.